Hi guys. I'm going to be talking really quietly because right behind me are the turkeys. Turkeys are behind me. So right now we're going to be doing live readings, also some energy work. I'm so tickled pink. Like the whole family is right there. That's a big ass turkey, and then there's all those babies. Love it. So let me just hold on. Give me 1 second. I got all excited about the babies being there. I didn't get a chance to come back live again last night, but I am still ridiculously supercharged and just feeling insane. Hold on. Let me just type this out. There you go. All right, there we go. So I laid out a feast behind me, and they're like, "You're too excited. You need to calm down." Fine, don't eat. The Filipino in me is so offended that you would choose not to eat when I'm offering you food. Okay, if y'all have any Filipino friends, don't ever say no to food when you're offered food, because that's the equivalent of telling a Filipino, I don't like you. All right, so you guys, if you'd like to purchase an expedited request, please do check out that link. I have a bunch of new cards. These cards are amazing, like ridiculously amazing. They totally called to me. I got a bunch. I don't know. I went buck wild. Okay, I went buck wild. Let me just open the cards. Hi, friends. They're my friends. They don't care. Oh, see, Claudia be knowing. Claudia, you're like an honorary Filipino. Come on, let's eat now. Eat now. Like, no, auntie, I already ate. What? Okay. What do you want me to eat? You got to eat. When you're in a Filipino house, you have to eat. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So let me just get my cards ready. How's everyone doing the day after the solar stuff? Let me just get this out. Oh my God, look at how adorable this is. Hi, Alexis. Look at how adorable that is. These are cars. Ah! Okay. All right, let's go ahead and I'm just so excited. I'm super duper excited. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and let me find, here's the notes. We're gonna start with number wars. Oh, well, look at you. You just made yourself at home. Another one came. All right, let's start with number wars. Let's go ahead and hold on. Let me pick a color. All right, pick a number from 1 to 100. The first comment that I see, that matches the number that I wrote. Oh God, Yellow Puke Road at 49. Yellow Puke Road, you have won. Okay, that's how it goes. Let's go ahead. Let's get you a card from this deck. All right, Yellow Puke Road. Ooh, okay. This card, I already felt like this was your card, but I was like, no, let's just shuffle again. It came out again. All right, Yellow Puke Road. Here you go. The loving push. Sacred grandmother will nudge you when you need to take a step, comfort you when you become uncertain, and provide the means for you to move towards your destination, which is, of course, your divine destiny. When you feel the divine pushing you, leap. So this tells me that you're holding back. You're hesitating doing something, and it's time for you to stop with the hesitation. Whatever it is that you kind of feel like this little niggle to do, jump towards it. Okay, just take that leap, go ahead and do it. You're going to be provided for. If it's something that leads to a little bit of like a struggle, or not necessarily a struggle, but challenges your current boundaries and limitations, then know this circumstance was brought to your path to help you to expand, to grow. Okay, Yellow Puke Road. Let's do one more. Oh, fuck. He's in the yard. He's not behind the fence anymore. We're friends, dude. We are friends. Oh my God, all the babies. I'm scared. I'm legit scared. One second. We're friends. Remember, just as long as you stay on grass, we can remain friends. No reaching over concrete. No, I will stay on concrete. You stay on grass. It's gonna be okay. We're friends. And if we ain't friends, I have empty beer bottles here. I will do. I'm joking. I'm joking, friends. I'm so scared. Turkeys don't attack, right? It's only goose. Only a goose would run after you, right? I'm so nervous. Okay. We can do this. We can do this. We're doing this. All right. Give me 1 second. If you would like to purchase an expedited request, I also have energy. It's right behind me. Just a reminder, we're friends. Just don't turn around. Okay. Protective shield. These are calling more. Go for the watermelon. No. Not closer to me. Okay. He's literally right behind me. He's like right behind me. I'm worried he's gonna go for my kidneys. Okay. He felt my uncomfortableness. I think is a war cry. I don't think that's a friend sound. All right, you guys. I don't know if I can do this. Friends, you're freaking me out. I'm outnumbered. The whole fam's in the backyard. I don't know if I want to scare them away. They have babies. I don't want to scare the babies. Jesus Christ. So that's like the trick. If you ever want to destroy me, just hold the baby and you could totally beat me. And I'd be like, oh, but they're holding babies. Oh my God. Daddy, what? They've come to eat me.
They're going to eat you. Oh, he's taking off.
He's taking off?
Yeah. You heard me. You don't like the noise.
Hello, friends. I'm all like ballsy now because Daddy's here. Hello, friends. I'm not scared of you anymore. Oh my God. Daddy's home. Daddy's home. I'm not scared anymore. Oh.
They're still there.
I know.
Oh, the babies took off. Dude, did you see the picture I sent you?
No. Can you bring it closer? Because I actually need... Thank you.
You didn't see the picture?
No, I didn't. No, I didn't. All right, guys. Okay. I'm all calm now. They're gone. Anyways. That was tense. That was really tense for me. That had me nervous, like on a whole different level of nervous. Like a whole different level of nervous. All right. Deb Lashbrook. Whatever higher self wants to share. All right. Let's get started with Deb. Look here, neighbor dog. Anyways, y'all, this is just... Let me just go ahead and get Deb some cards. Doop-de-doop. Neighbor dog, kindly go back into your house. All right, guys. I'm now calm. I'm calm. Here we go. All right, Deb. Let me get you a card from here. And then a card from here. I got a bunch of new decks. Loving this. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. All right. Okay, Deb, I don't want you freaking out. I don't want you freaking out. Okay. So this first card, your calling, your life's purpose is like an awakening to put your gifts and talents to good use and enjoy the journey of life. So you're being pushed to the limits of your boundaries and slightly beyond it. And this is really necessary in order for you to fulfill the level of frequency accretion needed for your soul activation. What I mean by soul activation, hold on. What I mean by soul activation is the activation of your soul purpose. Now, when this type of event happens, it's usually a very, very difficult process, okay? There are people who, you know, we could say they're kind of like exceptions to this, but generally speaking, this process is a very challenging, very difficult one. So if you're feeling very much challenged by the process itself, don't feel like it's because you can't handle it or you're weak in some way. All right. And notice how the angel is holding a rose. The rose is both soft and thorny at the same time. It really depends on how you handle this. If you don't exercise the proper amount of caution, which it's not fear, it's caution, okay? Where you're looking exactly where you're putting your hands, the way you're handling the rose, because the rose is you. You will catch the thorns if you're just going to start grabbing at things and trying to take things. Now, if you're gently handling it, chances of you getting thorns, slim to none. Also notice that she has her back to us and is looking out in the distance. Now, all of the lives that you've lived, the experiences, both good and bad, are hidden. They're obscured by those clouds. And that's kind of what's going on with you right now, where you're looking at all these things, kind of seeing through the clouds. And when you have the haze of the clouds, you can't see clearly. You get some idea of some of the details, but it's just like trying to explain a movie or understand a movie where you're shown a 5-second clip of a trailer with no sound and no other information. You're kind of just like, what is this? It looks kind of like blah, blah, blah. But it doesn't necessarily mean that's what it is. Okay. So you also got this card. You're looking at your reflection. Okay. This is your soul. Your soul is looking back at you. Growing towards rebirth. It is easy to love the butterfly, a symbol of hope and emergence into new life. The path of the caterpillar may seem somewhat less blessed, yet without the caterpillar, the butterfly cannot be. Accept that which is the ending so you can open up and receive that which is beginning. This is the flow of life. So, with the butterfly, in order for the caterpillar to become the butterfly, I mean, it basically becomes goo inside that cocoon. So if you feel like you're dissolving into something that is just unrecognizable at this point, like you're not even familiar with who you are, what you're becoming, you're in the chrysalis. You are in the process of metamorphosizing into a butterfly. It's not the prettiest process, and it's often very well hidden. And that's okay. All right? Not everyone has to know all your business. That's perfectly fine. And then your third, the Blue Jays. Your third card is card number 70, Heaven. So, which deck is this? Card number 70. Let's get to card number 70. You are meant to live in heaven, now, not later, sometime after you die. What is this life and body if not to live heaven now? Look for the mad divine genius in all that is, especially the puzzling parts of your life that make you scratch your head, or tear at your hair, or scrunch up your face and scream with frustration. Those are the places in which the divine is saying, here, heaven is hiding until... Sorry, guys. The wind is now blowing. Says, those are the places in which the divine is saying, heaven is hiding. Let's unveil it together. Let me show you. Let me unveil your own mad divine genius right here. Look for heaven even in hiding. It will not withhold itself from you for long. It wants to be known by you. This oracle brings a special message. The enlightener is calling you to more, to more, to more. More divinity, more love, more acceptance, more embrace of life itself. There is no limit in what is being offered to you from the divine lover, calling to you, the beloved. Rejoice and know that the dance of love between you and the divine is removing the veils of illusion one at a time until you behold each other, naked and true, finally to discover you are each other. You are love. The sky ablaze with morning. The sky ablaze with morning light, on silver wings of birds in flight. In gratitude, a tear released, a knowingness embraced at peace. She speaks to those that gaze below, ancestral wings which call my soul, to open hearts and soar above. In awe the winds awaits this love. Oh, I've been showing you the back of the card the whole time. So there you go. It is looking like you have at least 4 trying to help guide you. Okay, you have all of these layers of being, the fragments of those layers that are coming forward, all these previous lives also coming forward, trying to reunify here in this time and space with you, with this consciousness that you're currently existing as. So, Deb, you have to allow yourself to process the information that you're given by soul without without judgment of yourself. If you're recalling things through dreams that seem very harsh, that are very difficult to understand and, you know, seem violent or scary or dark or any of that, don't judge yourself for it, because you don't know the full context of the life that led up to that event. Okay, Deb? That's what your higher self is sharing. All right. Thank you, Deb. So let's see. Next, we have Melissa Bernard. Okay. Love you too. Let's see what the cards tell you. Ew. Okay. Well, this card just came out on its own. I just got to put this away real quick. All right. Fascinating imagery. Oh, Shay, Jesus. Melissa. Okay. Makes sense to me. Makes sense to me. All right. So, Melissa, this card, let me just. Perfect timing. Divine timing ordained by the angels is never too late or too early. You know what that means, okay? Everything in perfect time. You are not being impatient. You are excited about what is coming. That's all it is, all right? So look at her. There's no shame in her face. She's just waiting for this thing to arrive. Now, here you go. You wanted dragonflies? There's your dragonflies. Look at those dragonflies. It says it's never too late. If you've forgotten who you are, know that your true self has not gone away and never will. Underneath every layer of conditioning, under all twisting and turning and trying to fit into some shape to please others, your true self remains ready and waiting to rise up in original gorgeousness and glory. It's never too late for you to choose to be you. Okay? So there you are. Your dragonflies. And then we have card number 42, the blood dance. So let's see. Card 42. The blood dance. The heart craves life and the blood responds. In relationship to each other, life happens. The desire and the action, the movement of cycles, drawing in and letting go, rushing to the center and pushing far away into the extremities. It's the cycle of relationship, dancing between self and other, into oneness and individuality. So it is with human beings in relationship with each other and with human beings in the divine essence. Sometimes the heart of God feels so close, it's as though our own inner passion is the very blood rushing through it. Then we journey far, bringing our nourishment to where it's needed, to those who are cold and lonely, to the farthest reaches of our own dark self, that we may, if very brave, dare to love completely. Though we can be lonely for the warmth of the center, then, craving that feeling of being at home soon enough, we are called back to the core of the divine heart, and the cycle continues. Remember that you're always in this divine dance of life. You are never apart from the divine. It's just that sometimes in our natural flow, it's easier to feel the divine presence than others. Yet you are always the blood connected to the heart. This oracle brings you confirmation that you are connected to the divine source, to all that is. If you are experiencing a phase of feeling cut off from yourself, from your body, from another, or from the divine, even from your own feelings, spiritual connection, or intuition, be reassured that this is temporary and part of the cycle of life itself. Soon, all connections shall return, even with greater warmth and nourishment, welcoming you home again with great love. If you feel you have been journeying in life and fear, if you feel you have been journeying in life and fear that you have lost your way, do not trouble yourself, precious soul. You are never far from the divine heart and will always be called home. Love's language speaks like sound of falling leaves, caressing wind to bear aroma sweet. You ask if I can love in measure true and give emotions weight the scales do. Each tear releases more than words can say, expressing all my heart wants to convey. So if you found yourself feeling a little bit tearful, again, that is the expression of emotion and basically like telepathic conversation between you and another very, very special soul, someone who has a very deep, special connection with you that you probably haven't connected with yet in this life. Energetically, I do feel like you guys are probably already forming that connection without ever having known each other. Okay. Or maybe never even interacting. But I feel like that interaction in real life, it's here's that word again, impending. So Melissa, it's impending. Crack me up. Impending. All right. I hope that helps you understand aspects of your journey. Okay, let me see who is coming up next. Crizia Cuevas for a scan. Okay, Crizia, are you here? You're welcome. Crizia, are you here? Let me just turn off the sound completely. There we go. All right, your cosmic girl. So let's see what's going on. All right. So it's very interesting because you are actually very aware. Your level of awareness is impressive. The only thing that is stopping you right now from continuing with your progress really is your lack of acceptance of self. What's been going on is there have been a couple events that shook you. It really made you question your worth as a person, as a soul, what you deserve, your intelligence. Like it shook you deep down to the core. And I wouldn't be surprised if the person that was involved in this actually was a narcissist, a parasitic narcissist. So now you're left with it's almost like a huge gaping void in the pit of your stomach. This is where they took a lot of energy from you. I would say this probably occurred a few months back. And you've kind of just been dealing with the aftermath. And my concern is that that void that was left behind, it's kind of, I'm getting hints that it's being filled with like parasitic energy. I'm going to just look a little bit deeper to make sure there's not actually a parasitic circumstance that's not superficial, okay? Have you been feeling nauseous lately? Your cosmic girl, have you been feeling nauseous over the past few days? Not really? Okay. Um, I do detect what looks like if it completely finished, then it'd be what I would consider a latching. But it looks like an attempt was made to latch on, and then there was a surge of energy. I'm assuming it's because of the solar eclipse that happened yesterday. And the tentative latching was burned, and so it released. So, you said not really. Today was a little bit, but I think it's from not eating. Do you normally not eat? Is that something that's normal for you, or is that just kind of you didn't have an appetite today? Because what I see, it's almost as though there was two. One was very superficial on the high stomach, like just below your rib cage, just below the sternum, and then the other one that was really trying was deep down. You could even say it's kind of, it was trying to anchor close to where the womb would be, down and into the core. So both got burned off. You just didn't have an appetite today. Might just be no appetite then, you know. I definitely don't want you trying to connect dots that aren't connecting naturally for you. So it might have just been you didn't have an appetite, but you have to make sure that you fill that void that was left. Fill it with good thoughts, with what your dreams and aspirations are. Make plans for yourself. Really think about what you want in the end portion of 2019 and put in the action, the effort into bringing those things into fruition. Okay. You have to make sure, oh, that place is, oh, okay. So I was hoping it was just no appetite. Typically, when something attempts to latch, it will suspend the activity in that area. It will send sedation, so that way you don't feel it latching on. Because when you feel it latching on, it's almost like if you were to take a circle and attach little drill bits around the circle, the perimeter, and then go like this. And all those little drill bits are drilling. So you would feel that. So what they tend to do, they send some sedation, and whatever systemic process is involved in that area tends to be paused momentarily. The sedation is not so much that it becomes numb or tingly, typically. Unless you're very sensitive to energy, you will feel tingling. You'll feel some numbness. But typically, you just, if it's holding on to the top portion of your stomach, then you'll probably lose your appetite. So that's probably what you felt. Okay, that would most likely, there's a high likelihood, not guaranteed, but a high likelihood that was the causation of your lack of appetite. Make sure you fill that void with good energy, with energy that will fuel you. You could consider getting a solar eclipse recalibration. I have that offered today, and that would definitely take care of that void. As of right now, you have no latching. Maybe like 30, 40 minutes ago, I would have said something different. But as of right now, no latching. So you're okay. You just have to stop doubting yourself. You have to stop, because what I saw, it's like your higher self is standing on the road, on your path, and then it's like there's a log in front of you that you could probably put your leg over and walk over, but instead of doing that, you're like, oh my god, it's blocked, it's blocked, it's blocked. And I'm like, girl, just put one leg over. Just put one leg over or go around it. You know, you can get through that. It's not like a barricade. It's just like one log, not a huge log either. It's just a log. So make sure that you invest in yourself. Put in a lot of time and effort into yourself. Okay. You can definitely do this. I mean, you have abilities, you have a lot of energy that you can tap into, and you haven't been tapping into it. For the most part, you've been feeding other things this energy. You've been very generously giving your energy to other things. Okay. So reconsider giving your energy back to yourself. All right. You're not in a horrible state, but with what I'm seeing, and not to scare you, but just to let you know the importance of you investing in yourself, this can quickly turn into something ugly. You know, the lower latching, especially, that looks like a very high level type of latch. So you avoided it, but it will probably come back. That's how parasites work. But you can still continue to avoid it. All right. You don't have to allow it entry, is what I'm trying to get at. So I hope this helps you. I really hope this helps. Okay. All right. Let's see. Elizabeth Sapita. Sholar Shakti. Okay. I'm sorry. Nicole. Nicole, are you here? You guys, I pulled a card earlier today while we wait for Nicole. I pulled a card earlier today telling me that I need to steer clear of junk food, processed food, caffeine. I don't know what they mean. I just don't know what they mean. Okay, there's Nicole. All right, Nicole. Let's go ahead and do your solar Shakti. No, wait. What was it again? Let me just look. Yeah, solar Shakti. All right. Let's do this. Nicole, please make sure you're seated or laying, whichever's most comfortable for you. And breathe very deep and very slow. Just gonna. All right. Excuse me. You might feel intense tingling and heat at the back of your head. You have a few latchings. The Shakti energy is burning them off. How do you feel? Hmm. Hi, Sarah. I hope you're enjoying your travels. April, yeah, sure. You can ask a question. All right. You're welcome, Nicole. Please make sure you stay seated for a little bit. There's a lot of energy that's going to be surging through your legs. Your legs might feel a little bit wobbly. You also might feel slightly dizzy. Okay. Feel much better due to headaches. You had a latching in the back of your head. The Shakti energy burned it off. I'm just asking your higher self. If the headache comes back more intense, it might be a good idea for you to go ahead and book a private parasitic extraction. Okay? The latching did get removed. It fire surged all the way up your spine, and so it really had no choice but to let go. But here's the thing, I do see some pretty complex pathways that were formed. This latching's been here for some time. It was formed and it kind of just wraps around the very top of your spine and it goes up towards like the basal ganglia, the very bottom of your, like the brainstem area. And so that would need my full attention. I can't have any distractions. So it would need to be a private session for me to remove that type of, what do you call it? That type of energetic pathway. Okay. So I hope that this helps with a headache long term and that it doesn't come back. But if it does, then you know you need to begin considering having an extraction. And whatever I recommend for you guys, if I recommend additional services, not everyone will be recommended additional services. But if I do, you can definitely find all of my services on my website, meevolving.com. Okay. So let's see. Next is Lisa Hyun. Yes. She's getting a galactivation. Okay, so with the galactivation, I don't do a specific galactic lineage. I just clear the pathway all the way up your central chakra line, all the way up. You have way more than 7 chakras. And so I go all the way up and run a very, very intense supportive energy so that your higher self can activate multiple galactic lineages. Your higher self will be deciding which ones. So, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Nicole Plant, it would probably be best if you do a parasitic extraction plus DNA activation. Because with that type of pathway, the pathways that I detected, I would probably have to do quite a bit of reconstruction for that section of your energetic field. She's already sweating. Me too. All right. Let me get a sound. Let's see. I'm all excited. Girl, I'm excited. This needs some buku. Breathe very deep and very slow. Ooh, wait. Your higher self is primed. I'm sorry for yelling. Breathe very deep and very slow. I'm going to take you up in frequency. We're going to exit this time-space matrix. If you're sensitive to energy and this is your first time joining, please make sure you're seated. You might begin to feel as though you are in an aircraft climbing altitude very quickly. You might experience momentary motion sickness. Climbing. 9, 12, 14, 15. Exiting matrix. Hyper jumping. 75. 110. 200. Breaching Eka. Free fall. Entering matrix. Anchoring. Oh my. How do you feel? Oh my gosh. Oh my. Oh my gosh. Wow. I feel like you owe me a sandwich. Okay, let me quit my jokes. That was intense. That felt so good. Just breathe. Breathe very deep and very slow. Let me replenish my sugars. Excuse me. I can hear my blood going through my ears. That was amazing. Thank you. Let me just breathe. I feel dizzy too. So, all right. So, in a few minutes, Lisa, you might begin to feel like a sort of pressure increasing inside your head, almost as though the interior of your cranial space is expanding. Just perfectly normal. Just perfectly normal. Excuse me. How ladylike of me. Did anything cool happen? Absolutely. A lot of cool things happened. When I said we were breaching Eka, that's like the consciousness of God. You were all up in that divine gray matter. Yeah, I love it. I love it. I love it. Oh my gosh. That was just so good. I love it. So with that, I did see quite a bit of different codes lighting up, meaning being primed. You contain a large amount of galactic information, a very, very considerable amount of galactic information. I'm talking about complete codes from various lineages, various galactic races. So don't be surprised if you begin to get fast-tracked through this process and begin seeing like flashes of light. I mean, you're probably already seeing things like flashing lights and just looking and nothing's there. But don't be surprised if that intensifies, okay? A lot of the light language that's coming in will soon be audible as well as visible to you, meaning you can see flashing lights and you can hear like odd tones, like pitches and just weird sounds that go for a few minutes and then it stops. that could potentially be a very natural part of your process. Okay. So just kind of be ready for that. If it gets too intense or too uncomfortable, definitely seek the advice of a trained, licensed medical professional to make sure there's no physiological conditions that need to be addressed. I didn't see any that were of any concern, except for the ones that I had told you about yesterday. But yeah, you're set for some badassery. It's gonna get faster. That's why I'm all giggly here, like you have no idea what you signed up for. I'm not doing it to you. Your higher self is fast tracking you at this point. So that just means that it's come time for you to begin really doing the soul work that you came on this planet to do. And those codes need to be active for you to be able to do that work. It's not that you need a bunch of sessions, it's that you just need to be prepared for your soul to do this for you and to you. Okay? So take it easy, girl. Drink a lot of water. Make sure you drink a lot of water, okay? Let me see. And for those who are just joining, if you would like to what? What you mean error? Can you guys see my comment? Don't be playing with me. Oh my God. For some reason, I don't know if I've been timed out. Timed out of my own life. I don't know. Let me see. I don't see anything timing me out. Hold on. Hello? Oh, hold on. Hold on. Hello? No, I'm live right now. Sure. Okay, bye. My brother calls and I'm like, no, I'm live right now. Okay, so do you guys want food? I don't even eat that food. All right, sure, just bring food. Okay, guys, let's see. Thank you for commenting that for me. Cheryl Walker. So this is for ancestral wound healing. Ooh, dun, dun, dun. I'm sorry for laughing at my own corny jokes. Cheryl, are you here? All right. Let us get ready. I just have to get me a song. Excuse me. Excuse me. This might be a little uncomfortable, okay? You have to let it go, Cheryl. Don't pull it back into you. Cheryl, breathe deep and slow. Your subconscious is refusing to let it go. I'm going to burn it inside of you. It's out. Breathe. Breathe. Deep and slow. Our foreheads are touching. Our third eyes are communicating. We know each other. You're safe. There's no need for self-punishment. There's no need to carry this kind of hurt. How do you feel? You feel okay? I'm so sorry I had to do that. What was going on? Oh, 57% at 557. Love it. So you had a very large, very, very large ancestral wound. It was just beneath, what side is that? Right. Just beneath your right breast, right in this area right here. And what was going on was that I had compacted it all together and I was getting ready to take it out. And then your subconscious, you're so used to blaming yourself and punishing and just, like punishing yourself, being not so nice to yourself. Your subconscious, some of that still very confused and hurting inner child. You've done a lot of inner child work too, though. But there was still a portion of your inner child that was very much hurting and confused and attempted to grab it and pull it back in. And then I was like, you got to let it go. And then it had a fit. Your inner child had a fit. And I was like, please let go. This is no longer yours. And it started to keep pulling it in deeper. And that's when I said, I'm going to burn it inside. Because your higher self was like, remove it, remove it. Okay. So I started to burn it on the inside, and that's when your inner child hands are burned. Okay, not super bad. She let go, but she still had to feel the burn before she let go. So this kind of goes back to maybe some of the ways in which you deal with circumstance here in this life, where your intuition is already telling you that you're going to get burned, and you're like, okay, I don't trust you, so I'm going to let my hands get burned first before I actually believe that you're trying to protect me. So, I went and I fixed her hands before we finished. So she's okay. She's more butt hurt than anything, but definitely something to kind of keep in mind as you're doing the shadow work, inner child work, that self-love work. There is still a part of you. It's a very deeply buried part. Okay. I want to make sure that you know you have made tremendous, tremendous progress. Okay. Tremendous progress. Superficial, even mid-level, it looks like all of that is done with. It's already healed. This is like really deep, deep core stuff that's hidden, very deep. So just know, you're doing really well. You are really doing really well. And this huge ancestral wound, it was a huge weight. And hopefully with that gone, and that void packed with God's seed, you'll be able to make even more progress on a much deeper core level. I definitely think you're capable. You're willing to invest in yourself. You know how to harness energy. You have all the ingredients necessary to bake this badass cake. So go get to baking now. Let's see. Your inner child has improved. I remember, months ago, the state that she was in, and, it's a huge difference. It's a huge difference. But, she still has her little quirks where she's like, no, this is mine. It's okay. It just takes a little time, little patience. Spending time with her would definitely help. It will help. Okay. Let's see. Hi, Sarah. Yeah, I make custom sigils. They're calibrated for whatever specific purpose you need, or if you want your higher self to be the one to dictate the use of the sigil, that's also perfectly okay. But I do custom create sigils. It's a combination of light language and my soul's personal calligraphy, if that makes sense. So yeah, you guys can find that on my website as well. So let's see who's next. Sonia Sandu. Ooh. All right. Ancestral wound clearing. Sonia, are you here? You're welcome, Cheryl. And thank you, Jessica, for commenting the link. If you guys would like to purchase an expedited request, just go to the link that Jessica Rose commented, and that will take you where you need to be. So, Sonia, let's see. Are you here, Sonia? Jamie, my kitty cards, they're being held for ransom. They're in a hostage situation. They got forgotten in my van. My van broke down. So they're in a different state. All right. Sonia's here. Okay. It was for I just want to make sure ancestral wound clearing. All right, Sonia, breathe very deep and very slow. If this is your first time, I will definitely try to be very gentle. Very, very gentle. All right. Let's do this. And guys, I think after I finish Sonia's expedite, I'm going to go ahead and close out the link. So if you'd like to expedite a request, Now is the perfect time to do this before the link is shut down. And once the link is shut down, then you have to wait till I go live again. Okay, where is my... Got me breathing all hard. All right, give me a second. Excuse me. All right. You might feel pulsing the left side of your head. Ooh, you might get warm, okay? Sending sedation. Boom. How do you feel? You okay, Sonia? Yeah, she feels good. Awesome. So, Sonia, you might go through calm everywhere. Good. I send quite a bit of sedation. You might even begin to feel very sleepy in the next maybe like 10-15 minutes. There's a little bit of a delay in the sensations that you actually detect. So you didn't have a latching. Well, you have latchings, but you didn't have a latching that I was addressing. All of your latchings, you have parasitic circumstance within your field. All of those have been sedated. That's why you feel very tingly and calm. But there was something that was like traveling through your field that was a very high level type of being, parasitic being. Your higher self is talking to me. Well, I can't do much since it left your field and isn't just outside your field. So I can't exactly go hunt it down and, I can't, I'm not allowed to do that based off of my own personal um, guidelines that I set for myself. So it might be advisable to you would need a parasitic extraction to get rid of all the other latchings that I sedated. But for this major one, it might be advisable for you to go ahead and join my Kokoro 33 classes so you can learn to maintain your auric field on your own. Because this type of being, it has a high likelihood of coming back and it's extremely intelligent. So anytime you come to me regarding this, it knows me. It's familiar with me and what I do. And so every time you come to me to take care of this specific individual, this being, it will release and leave, like leave. So I'm wondering, I mean, unless you were to just purchase a parasitic extraction and opt to not be present, like let me just kind of bum rush it on your behalf, I wouldn't tell you when I'm doing it. I just will randomly do it and then I'll message you the information of like the results, the findings, what I did to correct it. And definitely you can decide that and message my Facebook page or email me. My contact info is in the description of this live. You can contact me that way to figure out what you want to do. Okay. But I wouldn't suggest leaving the latchings there like that because the sedation, it does wear off. I can't leave them frozen indefinitely. Eventually it wears off and then they'd be back to doing whatever they're doing. Okay. Yeah, Jessica, thank you. Thank you for saying that. She says, just a note, Kokoro 33 focuses on inner work and maintaining your space, not how to do parasitic extraction. Kokoro 33 is the system that I guess you could say created because I wasn't taught how to do this energetic work. I just know how to do it. I was born knowing. I remember quite a bit of my soul memories, and it involved this type of work for many, if not most or all of my lifetimes. So Kokoro 33 is my system, and I'm currently helping people learn how to tap back into their own abilities so they can do this work for themselves. You shouldn't have to keep having sessions with someone else for this type of work. Granted, there will be instances where it needs a much more intense work, and yeah, you'll need someone to help you. But to maintain your field, you should be able to do that on your own, and that's what Kokoro 33 is. Okay, so let's see. Next is Jessica Barr. Oh wait, let me hold on. Do 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 do. There you are. Solar Shakti. I love it. She said forehead to floor. Oh my gosh. What do the parasites do? Well, they tend to run amok in your auric field. And they do this to kind of create instability in your frequency. It's to get your frequency to drop. If you're a high frequency individual, then they can't really access you. So they need to keep your frequency low so they can access you. And why do they want to access you? Because they really truly believe they are separate from creation, from God, and God sustains everything, you know. And if you believe you're separate from God, that means you're separate from this sustenance. And of course, you're going to starve, right? That's the belief. They're going to starve, so they're doing this to survive. They think they need to feed on other beings to survive because they refuse to acknowledge they are in fact a part of the oneness and be at one-ment with all of creation. So let's see. Jessica, you ready? Okay. All right. Set your shield on fire. Triple layer triadic flame, okay? Flare your flame. Breathe. I don't typically do this, but I'm going to accord my solar plexus to yours, okay? Pull in my fire to the A-OK. Amplify. Pull in Archives fire. Amplify. Send it down the cords. Burn everything down. Burn it all to ashes. Leave nothing standing. I'm pulling Archive back. Pulling both our energy back out of your field. Field's clear. Activating Shakti. All right. How do you feel? Girl. Sometimes these things lose their caca-ass minds. So I'm going to let you finish your experience and then share whatever you feel called to share. Oh, you know what? I forgot to close the link. Hold on. Let it flow, let it go. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. She says, amazing, buzzing all over. Yeah, forehead to floor, no joke. So, it wasn't a breach per se. It wasn't a breach, but I did detect an imprint of something on your auric auric shield. And that's why I began doing work on your auric field in the way that I did. Oh my God, girl. That was lovely. That was lovely. Let's see. You feel okay? You feel okay, Jessica? All right. Next is Melissa Bernard. Activation. She says, beam me up. Let's see. All right, Melissa's here with a woot woot. The birds are all singing. Silence! They don't care. What is going on here? The birds don't care. I don't know if I should be offended or take it as a compliment. It's like the birds don't care if I'm there. They're not afraid of me. You guys notice the turkeys? They didn't care. Awesome, Jessica. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. I just have to generate a charge. You might start to tingle, okay? Breathe. Your head might feel frozen. The portal's open just above your head. Sending God fire through your central chakra line. Too far. Too far. Back down. 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 Cording you back to earth. How do you feel? I'm sweating all over. I'm I'm so sweating all over. Oh my God. Melissa, what did you do? Oh my God. Okay. Ow. Your elbow. Okay. from your head down your spine was numb when I started on Jessica. Girl. I can't feel my face. Not even joking. I yeah, no, I can't feel my face. Oh my God. Okay. So, y'all almost lost me there. I didn't just go astral. I freaking went etheric. Y'all almost lost me there. I totally was like, oh shit. How do I get back? Luckily, I don't know if my husband consciously felt it, but his ass tugged me back. Get back here! Like on Mortal Kombat. Anyways. You're okay, Melissa? Are you okay, Jessica? Everybody okay? Is everyone okay? Whew. I don't know if y'all can see. I have a little buddy. Oh, yeah. He's been watching. Does this interest you? Is that what it is? Yeah? You want me to activate you too? Yeah? Oh, okay. Okay. He want me to activate him. Okay. Your YouTube got stuck. All right. So everyone is okay, I'm hoping. All right. Let me get off my dizzy spell and get back to expedites. Let's see. All right, Dalia. Accident. Oh, wow. Okay. Dalia, are you here? All right, Dalia's here. Let me really connect to this event. Okay. I know you only got one, but I think I need a second card from this deck. Well, I don't think I do. I'm being told to grab one from this deck. One more time. All right, hold on. Well, these are these are all just so slippery. How diggity dang. Just throw them all. All right, here we go. All right. Okay, so for this card, your calling, your life's purpose. It's like an awakening to put your gifts and talents to good use and enjoy the journey of life. Okay. Usually, what ends up happening when you go through an ascension process, really crazy events begin to happen. Things that seem just like, is someone doing this to me? Like, what is going on? This seems like it's intentional. Well, for the circumstance that you're asking about, that stuff that you mentioned, no one was actually doing this to you. It's very hard for the human mind to comprehend, like the human consciousness to comprehend that it doesn't typically understand or even agree with the ways in which soul will get work done. Okay, soul is a savage. It doesn't go by the what's deemed acceptable or appropriate by human society. Okay, so what happened was part of your ascension process. It's very, very intense. It, like I've said before, the ascension process is very similar to a controlled demolition where you're falling free fall back into your footprint. And really, the things, some of the things that you mentioned, it was the clearing away of the unnecessary, especially like material things. The other thing that you mentioned, that that was a contract that was finished. Okay, so as much as it hurt, which I can feel how much that hurt. I like, as I was reading it, I could feel how much it hurt. I could feel how much you wondered if it was because of you, if you didn't do enough, if you did something wrong, or no, it's none of that. You fulfilled your end. Okay, without revealing sensitive details, you fulfilled your end. They are very happy. There was never any real plan to go further than that. Okay, that was never part of the agreement. That was never part of the plan to go further in that project than where you guys got. So just keep that in mind. Don't beat yourself up too hard. Okay, don't beat yourself up too hard. Parasites, I have a horrible memory. Did I do an expedite for you the other day where I detected quite a bit of latchings? Because if that was you, parasites will definitely manipulate your thought process and cause you to blame yourself, cause you to try and think that something bigger than you did this to you to punish you because, and no. What's okay. So you probably would need to consider, like very seriously consider having a parasitic extraction, a private one, because it's going to continue to mess with your thought process. That's what parasites are very, very skilled at doing, manipulating the way you see yourself, the way you see your life's events. Okay, so I pulled a second card, and this second card totally confirms what I was feeling. 5 of Cups in reverse. So it says, a warrior drinks alone in a shabby tavern, trying to dispel his melancholy, which, you're a warrior spirit. You feel as though life has beaten you down, and it's like you're trying to just kind of get rid of those icky feelings. The meaning of this in reverse is a hopeful outlook, a favorable expectation, new alliances, affinity, return of an old friend, a reunion. So I wouldn't be surprised if another project happens soon. And maybe this time that project will go all the way through. Now, am I telling you to plan for another project? No. But the feeling that I get, the return of an old friend, a reunion, that tells me that maybe at that time, the other being involved in that project that I'm referencing wasn't ready, So maybe some things have shifted. And maybe, I don't deal in absolutes because soul has no problem proving me wrong. I don't need to be right. But it might be time for that project to be revisited and that to come back around. Okay. So I don't know how this turns out. I don't want you to take anything that I say as an absolute just because I said it. It has to happen that way. Soul absolutely has the right and the authority to switch things up just like that with no reason, no nothing. Okay. So just keep that in mind. And no, it wasn't anyone doing anything malicious to you or your family. Okay. Let's see. Next is Deb Lashbrook. Let's see. Okay. I love you too, Deb. Let's go ahead and scan ya. Oh, and was spilled. Sorry, Deb. I just need to plug my ears. All right. Are you feeling any sensations right now in your belly near the gallbladder? Am I frozen? Okay, you're feeling sensations. Are you feeling mild discomfort? And I'm asking you all of these questions because your higher self is having me work on your gallbladder. Are there any different sensations right now, Deb? Kind of like a mild twitching? Just have to put on some. It's your higher self is asking me to pulverize anything in there, liquefy, and empty it. Do I have your permission to continue what your higher self asked me to begin? Hi, sweet pea. Okay. Make that dandelion tea extra strong, Deb. You might detect archaea in your field. You might feel a zit all the way through that region. Give it 1 second. Excuse me. You might feel the energy of the Empress in your field, accompanied by the Emperor. For those of you observing, if you're sensitive to energy, you may begin to feel the overspray. You may begin to feel emotions rising. Breathe out. Breathe out. You might feel discomfort. Love. Clear. Listen. Love. Clear. Listen. How do you feel, Deb? Good. Pressure going away, burping. Good. It's not done clearing, but it's in the process. Okay. If Deb is willing, I'd like to ask all of you to do me a huge favor. I'd like to be a conduit for all of our effort combined to heal Deb's gallbladder. Deb, am I allowed, do you give me permission to share just a little bit of what your option is if you do what you have planned with your doctor? Am I allowed to share that? Just that little. Okay. So you guys, I'd like us to combine energy. You don't have to intermingle your energy with anyone. But Deb's other option would be surgery. And it's something we want to try and avoid. So if you guys are willing, all you have to do is, just like the Care Bears, see energy building up in your chest and upper belly and seeing a beam of light, and you're going to direct that beam of light directly at my chest. Okay? So let me just give me 1 second. Don't start sending yet. So what I'm going to do, I have the ability to pull in that energy, amplify it, and send it to Deb. So whatever you guys send, I will send to her. So go ahead and begin. Breathe, Deb. Oh. For those of you sensitive to energy, you might begin to feel very intense emotions rising. A feeling of complete peace, love, reunification. With all of your intentions, we've created such a sacred space around Deb that it's actually called God into our presence. This feeling of home, of love, and tears that are threatening to overflow. You're feeling God standing in front of you. Keep sending energy. Deb, you might get nauseous. Just breathe. How do you guys feel? Oh my God. That was just, I love you guys so much. I love you guys so much. You have no idea. You have no idea. How's everyone feeling? That's so beautiful. I felt so much energy and love to the point where God came and was like, oh my gosh. You guys. This is what the reunification is meant to be. This feeling, this is our natural state. This was taken from us. This is the feeling that we forgot. This is who we are. Oh my God. How do you feel, Deb? April, because for a moment you suspended your own stuff and we just all kind of reunified. We all just kind of came together, and in you taking care of someone else, you were also taken care of. It's just so beautiful. It's just so beautiful. It gets me all gaga. Like, I love you guys. Like, a lot. A lot. Okay, let's go ahead and Carmen Sass. Carmen, are you here? Carmen Sass? Are you here? You're welcome, April. You don't have to thank me for anything. You allowed yourself to receive. All right. Carmen, is there anything in particular that you want me to scan? Lissy, yes, I can. Is it Lissy or Lidsey? So I'm just waiting to see if Carmen wants something in particular scanned. Okay, we'll leave it up to Soul then. It's perfectly okay. So let's see. Immediately, I'm seeing that your lymphatic system is really clogged up. Do you have odd sensations like along the ridge of your hips from the back across to the outside of your hips, both sides? Do you get like weird aches in that area? Do you notice you have lumps there? And don't freak out. I'm not talking about, cancer, but do you feel like you have lumps, almost like you think they're knots, but it's not really muscle? It just kind of feels like little grapes. Because those are your lymph. Okay, those are your lymph nodes are swollen. There's some in the back area. There's some. It's not big. It's not big. So unless you're like really familiar with what it feels like, I'm familiar with it because I help someone with swollen lymph nodes, but it almost feels like little tiny knots, like little balls, little tiny, like almost like boba. Do you know what boba? Like little pearlies. But your lymphatic system does not have a pump like your cardiovascular system has a pump. The heart, it's what circulates everything. The lymphatic system does not. So you need to be less sedentary. What I'm detecting is that you have you're very sad. It makes me very sad too. It's the feeling is intense enough that it's bordering on like clinical depression. But you do a really good job of coping and hiding this and pretending to be okay is not the same as actually being okay. You know, and this is not said as like a judgment or condemnation. I'm saying this because I want you to know it's okay for people to know that you're not okay. All right? You don't have to make sure everyone is made to feel comfortable and you're not being a burden. You know, you're not a burden. You love on others so much. You take care of everyone else. You don't take care of yourself. You take care of everyone else instead. Everyone else's preferences are put before your own needs. And so someone has to say something to get you to rebalance this. You know, you have to rebalance this. It's affecting you greatly. I also detect quite a bit of systemic inflammation in your digestive system, especially your belly. It's like you have leaky gut. That's a very common thing, leaky gut. A lot of people have leaky gut at this point, but part of this for me, what I'm getting is that it's difficult for you to digest the events of your life. And so it's manifesting physiologically in your digestive system. Okay. You have a lot of swelling in the intestines. You also have food intolerances. You're actually pretty sensitive to different types of foods that you eat, but because you're so used to not feeling good, it's kind of just like, oh, it's just, I don't know, maybe I ate too much. Maybe like things like that, where you dismiss it. You have a habit of really dismissing your own needs. Y'all. They're having a conference over there. Do you see all the birds? They're having a conference. They're doing a conference call. Okay, anyways. I also detect quite a bit of blockage in your throat chakra, which lines up with you not voicing your needs. It's okay to cry. It's definitely okay to cry. This is not a laundry list of ways in which you're screwing up and doing life wrong. This is an acknowledgement that you need to allow yourself to be loved. Okay? I do the same thing. I do the same thing all the time. All the time. I'm so guilty of doing this as well, not loving myself enough, not taking care of myself enough. You're struggling through the very same struggles that so many other people struggle through often, just as silently as you. So now it's time for you to turn this around. Okay? You have to begin speaking. That blockage in your throat, if it hasn't already, it will manifest as a physiological condition, probably hypothyroidism. Okay? So that needs to definitely be addressed. You know, I definitely recommend a parasitic extraction plus DNA activation for you, Carmen. you need a little bit of assistance to correct this. It's gone on for so long that you feel exhausted, depleted. You don't know where to begin. You don't know how to go about it. You feel overwhelmed. And all of these things kind of just make you feel that much worse. So it's in times like this where it's the most appropriate to reach out for help and let someone who's experienced help you. You're overloaded. Okay? You're overloaded and you're depleted. It's a lot. And everyone's still counting on you, not realizing you're drowning in your own waters. You're drowning. And so I really hope you consider. Okay? I really, really hope you consider having a private session. You can find that on my website, or you can message my page. You can email me, whatever is most appropriate. Oh my God, he's crying. Carmen, the neighbor's dog, is crying. He's gonna start barking again. But you're not alone. You're not alone. Even the dog feels you. Don't feel bad for the dog, girl. Recognize you deserve love. Love is not something you have to earn. People don't have to earn it when you love on them. So what makes you so different? You don't have to earn that. By virtue of your existence, you deserve to be loved. Love just is. All of us deserve love. It's a part of our birthright. And you've kept yourself so separate from the group because of your empathy. You've totally separated yourself from the group and you feel like you're external, and then, you have to love on everyone else. And anything you spend on you, whether it be energy, focus, time, money, anything, you feel like you're taking, and you're not. You are a part of that group that you came here to love on. So you have to remember that, okay? Let people who are able to help you. There's nothing weak about it at all. Nothing weak about it at all. And yeah, Donald, we all deserve it. All of us. This is a lesson I'm learning too. I'm in the middle of learning this lesson for the first time in basically my entire life. I'm recognizing that people have been wanting to love me for a very long time, and I'm the one that's pushing them away and trying to convince myself and behaving in such a way that would try and convince them that I'm not worthy or deserving of love. And that's just the biggest lie ever. It's the biggest lie ever. So allow your process of healing. If it resonates with you, please do consider a private session with me. I feel like I can really assist you with this just because this is something that I've struggled through for so long, that my insight might really help you realign your perception of how you fit into this co-created reality that all of us are creating together. Okay? So you might want to consider also seeing a naturopathic doctor. If you're having like belly aches, nothing too severe, but just like constantly, oh, belly's achy, I don't really feel too good, I don't really have energy, things like that. You should consider talking to a naturopathic doctor. Allopathic doctors, modern medicine, they don't really know about hyperpermeable bowel. I mean, they don't even have a set protocol for diagnosis, much less treatment. So it's a new condition. Is not new. It's not that new, So it definitely will require modification of your diet. It will require a lot of investment on your part, not just money wise. I'm talking about investing your time and your energy back into yourself. When you take care of yourself in this way, you'll have more when you go to take care of someone else. And this is what I had to tell myself to get myself to understand the very things that I'm telling you. Like, if I allow myself to get sick, I've created basically like a dependency on me. What happens to those people who are dependent on me at this point? Because I've helped so much that now they don't really know what to do with themselves. If something happens, they come to me. And I'm talking about in real life friends. I'm talking about family, relatives, things like that. What's going to happen to them? If I can't do what needs to be done, what happens to them? I don't know. So then that obligates me to make sure that I take care of myself so I can be available when they need me. So just kind of shift your perception to see it in that way. It's not selfish taking care of yourself. That's one of the most selfless things that you can do, because it opens you up to greater levels of healing and understanding and ability to help and heal other people. Okay? So you guys, it's starting to get dark out here. I don't know if the turkeys will come back. They freaked me out. Oh my gosh. They freak me out. I'm going to have to head on aside. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I'll see if I can go live tomorrow. I don't know. We will see. But thank you for sharing this space with me. Thank you guys so much for joining me in that sacred space that we created together for Deb. I just love it. I love you guys. I love you guys. I will see you guys again soon. If this video resonated, please do give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. Turn on that notification bell. Join me every single time I'm live. I love you guys. Bye.